So I now have my risers installed and I have the handlebar set up in a forward position, and I'll explain why I've done that in a little bit. So I'm going to ride from Ballarat to Talbot and then Learmonth, and that should see me in the saddle for about an hour. So I'm curious to see how my back fares over that time, because normally in that time I'm starting to feel pretty uncomfortable on the bike. So let's see how we go. Here are the risers, and as you can see I have them set up so that the base part of the riser is into the standard triple clamp section, and then it actually steps forward from away from the rider. So that gives me a pretty good reach to the bars, as you can see from this image, and it's very comfortable. And looking at the handlebars from side on, you can see the grips are pretty well in line with the front forks, and it's a nice straight line from the wheel to the grips. And the bike handles actually quite well. I was worried that the handling might feel a little funky with the risers ahead of the triple clamps as they are, but it actually feels very good. I'm quite pleased with the handling of the bike with these risers on. Now the reason why I've got the risers forward in the triple clamp is because I found that when I tried to put the handlebars in the rear set position, the cables were too short, and especially this brake cable here was really binding up, and there's just not enough length there. So what I did was I placed the risers forward in the triple clamp, and I've also rotated the handlebars forward as well to decrease the length of the cables, and I found that worked okay, but the cables were still a little tight. So what I've also done is to move the brake lever mount about an inch or so away from where it normally sits, which is flush up against this, and I did the same for the clutch lever. So we've got a bit of a gap between this switch block and the clamp for the clutch lever mount, and I found that just gave me a little bit more length. Just brought the cables in an inch either side, and just relieved that the tension that the brake cable was under especially. So that now means the levers are in a bit from where they were. Even though the levers have come in a bit, they still fall neatly to hand, and I find the position quite comfortable. It's actually worked in my favour moving the mounts in an inch or so, and I've got the same experience with the brake lever, so it still falls neatly to hand. All in all, I'm pretty happy with the way things are going so far. Now when I spin the risers around so that the top clamp is back in the closer position, I am going to have an issue with this brake cable, because it, if you can see, it comes over the front of the forks here, and I feel, even though I've moved this mount in an inch or so this way, this cable's still not going to be long enough. So what I have seen someone do, they put a 2-inch riser on their bike and they rerouted this brake cable to this side of the triple clamp. Now I'm not keen on that because, you know, obviously there's a risk of it pinching in here, and I won't do it if there's any chance of it getting pinched or bound up in here. I definitely will try it because I want to see what it's like in this more closer to me position, but I'm not going to risk life and limb by having this brake cable potentially pinch on this side of the triple clamp. But I will let you know which way I end up going. With the riser spun around, bringing the handlebars closer to me, I think that'll place the grips probably around about, well, here I'd say. That's going to be a bit closer, and actually I'll show you what that's going to look like right now. So I don't know if that's going to make the riding position better or worse actually, because I'm sort of sitting back more upright and I won't have any weight on my wrists. So it's going to be interesting to see how that actually plays out. Now I need to mention that I'm not being sponsored by the company or affiliated with this product in any way, shape or form. I just bought them and with my own money and testing them out and seeing if it can make my ride better. This is the brand of riser that I bought, purely based on my own research. I wasn't recommended this product at all by anyone. And after installing them, they do feel like a quality product. They're well machined. Stainless steel bolts, and yeah, I'm very happy with them as they are so far. Okay, I thought I'd just do a quick update to let you know where I'm at with the risers. I'm still testing. I'll run this forward position for a little while, do a few 100 Ks on it, and then I'll switch them around and do a final video to give you a wrap up of what I think of the risers. But I can tell you right now it's a significant improvement over the stock riding position. So I definitely am glad I bought the risers, and they will be staying on the bike. It'll just be a case of determining whether I'll have them forward or back closer towards me, the rider. Okay, if you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching. As always, thank you for supporting the channel, and hopefully I can get to see all of you again in the next one. Bye for now.